boys. Here we go. The fuck? Here we go, boys. All right, boys. We're here. We're all here. Okay? We're all here. Before we start this, I've been wanting to do a video like this for a very, 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 very long time. Not specifically of Jon Jones, but specifically of some of the best athletes who've ever done our sport. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, Jon Jones just retired. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about Jon Jones retiring. We're also going to talk about, some of the great things that Jon Jones has left the mixed martial arts community. Everybody's talking about all the negative things he's done. He's a duck, da-da-da-da. But I like to look back on Jon Jones' career and think about some of the good things he's done and some of the bad things he's done and some of the things that kept, kind of made us think, interesting. Did he really want to take that fight, or was he trolling us the whole time, or was he setting us up, or is he still setting us up? We've seen it many, many times before where people like Conor McGregor, Manny Pacquiao, Mayweather, they retire from the sport and then they come back to the sport. If Jon Jones was to come back to the sport, I don't think it would be for money reasons. I think he stated that he makes $100,000 before he even leaves the house. He ain't leaving the house unless he makes $100,000. So, boys, turn up the volume. The volume is fucking loud as fuck. Okay, I just turn it up. I'm like almost deep throating this fucking microphone. Don't tell me to turn the mic up. Turn your volume up. You're not watching porn. You always forget to turn the volume up when you get done watching Pornhub and all that stuff. Okay. So, guys, sit back, relax. We're gonna vibe out with the chat, and we're gonna we're gonna vibe out, and we're gonna talk about this amazing career and this man retiring from mixed martial arts. Okay, so let's go back to the very beginning. Jon Jones started fighting in the UFC. We're going to find out. We're going to take a look at his Wikipedia page. Okay, we're going to go through this together. Jon Jones. All right, here we go. There he is, boys. 37 years old, 250 pounds. I don't think he weighs that much. That's fat. That's a fat weight for a man like that. For that height, you ask me. There's no reason he should be. If he's going to weigh 250, he should be at least fucking shredded. That's just my opinion. Okay, but we're gonna start to the very beginning. Okay, so Jon Jones made his debut in the UFC. Let's go down here. What the fuck is that? I mean, guys, look at this list. Look at this list of just achievements. Right? 8 successful title defenses, first reign. 3 successful title defenses, second reign. So 8, 9, 10, 11. So he probably would have tied me most successful title defenses in light heavyweight division history, 11. I mean, he would have tied me if he never got in trouble with the law. Let's just be honest. But Jon Jones made his debut in the UFC. Absolutely crazy how long this man's been fucking fighting for. Okay, he made his pro debut full force 2008. So I was just getting out of high school. Me and him kind of started at the exact same time. Jon Jones too. Come on, guys, have some respect. We want Mighty Gaming back. I know, Eder, Shashan. Hey, man, we might play one game. It's fine. I can't hear words. Oh, well, Max B, I don't know how to do sign language. I apologize. Right, but let's go to the first time he got into the UFC. So Jon Jones makes his debut in the UFC against Andre Guillermo, August 9th, 2008. So he was fucking active. Holy shit. 2008, April. What was this man on? He was just racking him in. Then May 9th fight, June 12th. Dude, he was super active at the beginning of his career. But he gets in the UFC at 2008, beats Shishan by unanimous decision. Then he beats Stephen Bonner, RIP Stephen Bonner, 2009. Then Jake O'Brien beats him in the guillotine, UFC 100, Las Vegas. Then Matt Hamill defeats Jon Jones. Okay, you guys see that? That's a loss. Okay, a lot of you guys don't want to recognize this. I think Jon Jones doesn't want to recognize this, but this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a fucking loss. Okay, so he's 9-1. To Matt Hamill. Matt Hamill will go down in the history books as the only man to beat Jon Jones. Okay. Then after that, he comes back and beats Brandon Vera, TKO with elbows in 2010. Beats Vladimir Matyushenko, TKO. Now he's getting his groove back. Submission guillotine. Man, look at that. Finish. Holy shit. Look at the amount of finish he's had, and he's not even a champion yet. Right? Brandon Vera, Vladimir, Ryan Bader. Okay. Now this is where it gets kind of interesting for me. Okay? This is where it gets over there. Hey, I thought Dana said the 1260 is overturned. No, it is not overturned. Just because marijuana is legal in a lot of places in the world doesn't mean that if you got locked up in 1995 for having marijuana, doesn't mean it gets to come off your record. Do you want me to say that again? Just because the rules back in 2009, 12 to 6 elbows were illegal. Just because they are legal now in 2025 doesn't mean this gets overturned. That would mean everybody who got locked up in Washington State in 1995 for marijuana, in 2025 it's legal. That doesn't mean it comes off your record. Are we all clear about that? Can we all just move on by that? Okay? We don't expunge things. What's been done is done. Okay? It's not done. This is here forever. I'll make sure over my dead fucking body, I'm taking this to the fucking grave. It doesn't work that way, guys. Just because, back in the day in the UFC when there was no fucking rules and I eye gouge you and I fucking fish hook you, and now that and I beat you at that time, the rules were legal, I can do that. And now in 2025, you can't fish hook, you can't, kick someone in the balls. You ain't gonna take those fucking wins away from me. You understand? All right? So he lost to Matt Hamill. Get over it. You guys should be proud of Matt Hamill. Okay, ADJ, if you sign up for OnlyFans, can I see your Demetrious Johnson? You cannot see my dick. All right, let's continue. Guys, the volume is max. If I hear another person say my volume is low, I'm going to fucking lose my shit. All right, let's continue. Now, this is where it gets sticky for me. Okay, Mauricio Shogun Rua. Now, here's the thing that we're talking about. I think Daniel Cormier said it. He said that Mauricio Shogun Rua did not have to fight Jon Jones because at the time, Jon Jones was a nobody. Jon Jones was a gentleman who was on a 1, 2, 3. He was on a 3-fight win streak. He steps in on short notice to fight Mauricio Shogun Rua. At the time, in 2011, I'm not sure how old Mauricio Shogun Rua was. Let's find out. Let's see how old he was. Open a new tab. I just want to see how old he was. So he's 43 now. So let's do, how would I figure out that math? 2011 minus 43. 43, right? That's not right. How old was Mauricio Shogun Rua? He was 29. No, he wasn't 29 at that time. How do we figure out how old that man was? I need help with quick math, boys. Check your stream application. Microphone too low. Oh my fucking God. You guys are literally driving me insane. Test. Microphone's good, dog. It's all the way fucking up. So you guys need to start. 14 minus 43. God bless you guys. He was 30? No. Mauricio Shogun Rua was not 29 when he fought Jon Jones. He was not. There's no fucking way. He went 2025 minus 2011. 14. So he's 45. He's 43 minus 14. Holy shit. Okay, so I don't know why they were bitching about that. It's basic math. Hey, I got a lot of shit going on right now, okay? I got people bitching me about the so that doesn't make sense, okay? Because I remember people were bitching that Jon Jones should give Tom Aspinall an opportunity to fight because he's the younger generation fighting the older generation. So Mauricio Shogun Rua was 29 when he fought Jon Jones. So that doesn't stick. Everybody was making it out that Mauricio Shogun Rua shouldn't have taken that fight against Jon Jones because Jon Jones was the younger opponent. So I I would disregard this. Let me get my, I would disregard this. So I think that's fair. I think Jon Jones fighting Mauricio Shogun was fine. Then Jon Jones beats Quentin Rampage Jackson, beats Theodore Majida, beats Rashad Evans, beats Vitor Belfort. I was there, me and him fighting the same card. He beats Chael Sonnen. Then he beats Alex Gustafsson. I mean, you look at this, boys. This is Murderer's Row right here. At the time, Shogun, Quentin, Lyoto, Rashad, Vitor. I don't know if that's TRT Vitor or not. I'll have something check. Okay. Chael Sonnen, Wesleyan Gainzer. He's undefeated. Okay. Alex Gustafsson. I think he was partying. Okay. Defender lightweight broke the record for the most consecutive UFC light heavyweight title defenses. His 6th fight of the night. Okay. I mean, this man is on greatness right now. This right here, boys. Can we all agree this is greatest right now? Okay, I'm going to get my epic pen out. I usually use the epic pen for when we're doing breakdowns. I mean, we got to say right here, this stretch right here is fucking greatness. This is greatness. It's the same age gap between John and Tom, though. Is it, George? Is it? I'll have to do that math in a little bit. As we know, I'm not very good at math on the spot. I'm actually very good at math. Guys, we have to say this is greatness right here. This is pretty fucking impressive. Okay, can you get Jon Jones on the channel? I don't have $100,000. He doesn't come out the house unless it's for $100,000, and I'm not gonna blow $100,000 on an interview when I can't ask the questions that he's just gonna walk away from. Okay. Now, this is where it gets murky. This is where it gets murky, boys. This is where it gets murky. Okay, right here. This is the murkiness. He defeats Daniel Cormier January 3rd, 2015 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Defends the lightweight championship fight of the night. Later stripped of the title after he violation of the UFC athlete conduct protocol. So let us go look what this athlete protocol was, boys. Let's go UFC 182. Jones versus Cormier. Failed. I think it was a failed drug test. Failed drug test. We're going to look at this, boys. Okay. We're going to get down. Okay. Here we go. Boom. All right. Failed drug test. Like I said, this video is going to be us focused on the whole entirety of Jon Jones' career to the best of my knowledge. You know, I'm not one of the goats out there like Errol Holwani. He knows everything from the back of his hand to the front. Okay. But I remember stuff too. Okay. Jon Jones failed drug test. Jon Jones failed a pre-fight drug test of benzog. I don't know how to say that shit. The primary metabolite of cocaine. Okay. Man failed the drug test of cocaine. Okay. Nevada State Athletic Commission conducted the test on December 4, 2014, and the results returned on December 23rd, 2014 before the fight. However, since cocaine is not banned out of the competition by the world WADA, the NASDAQ could not prevent Jones from competing. Jones still fought and defeated Daniel Cormier. So, guys, okay, now we have to take a step back and think about this. Is cocaine a performance-enhancing drug? Is cocaine illegal? Should we look at this as a failed drug test, like a legit failed drug test? Or should I stay on base and view this like this Matt Hamill loss? Okay, what do you guys think? Should it just count as a failed drug test, or should we stand on base and follow the rules? Do coke now and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've never done cocaine, nor do I ever want to do cocaine. It just seems like people become fucking erratic. They just come. I just don't know. They do weird shit. Like marijuana, I'll do that. I don't drink alcohol anymore. But when it comes to fucking cocaine and mushrooms, I have no interest in any of that stuff. Like I have no interest. So, but order in the court. Order in the court. Okay. Well, we have to stand on base, boys. This loss counts. And according to them, they deem it as a failed drug test. So, Jon Jones is stripped from his belt in 2015 from Daniel Cormier for doing cocaine. That's probably the most expensive. I don't think it's the most expensive cocaine he's ever done. It's called a drug test. What do you think? When not no. Oh, so hang on. It was turned into what? Okay. Violate UFC conduct. So he fails the drug test. Okay. He's stripped of his belt. Okay. Then later, he turns around and fights OSP. 2016. I was on that card. I think I fought him with Cejudo. He wins the interim UFC light heavyweight championship. Later stripped of that title after he tested positive for this. So this man was stripped back to fucking back from drug tests. Boys, you can't make this shit up. I'm not making this up. This is all proof in the pudding. Okay? The man has been stripped back to back. Has there ever been another champion or an athlete in any sport that's ever been stripped back to back of a world championship? Just a snip. No. Okay, see, this is why I like do this, because I did not know Jon Jones was stripped back to back. Back to back, guys. This isn't a one-time thing. This is back to fucking back. Back to back of a failed drug test. And he failed for, what is this? This is chlorophene. Chlorophene is also known as a medication used to treat infertility in women who do not. Okay. I don't think that's. Okay, so he failed for this. But why would he fail for that? It says that in. Sort of the ban, among the others, breast cancer. What the fuck? That doesn't make sense. He had to fail for drugs. That's. Let him have his fun. Yeah, let me have his. Well, I mean, he can have his fun. Okay, I'm not sure why it says these, but I'm sure. Let's look it up. UFC 197. So let's look at UFC 197. Failed drug test. Okay. The drug test is conducted in connection with UFC 197, included both in and out of competition screening, and came back negative for all tested fighters. The information was confirmed by Nevada Athletic Commission and UFC President Jeff Novitzky. Okay. I was tested. Here's who tested, who were co-main event. The main event, Jones and OSP were tested by USADA. Okay, while Jon Jones has a history of failed drug tests, included the testing positive for cocaine in his pre-fight before a different event being submitted for a following year. So it looked like that is a mistype. So we have to go back, boys. Jon Jones starts spinning for a failed drug test in return in July. Okay, look up pill pal padding purchase penis. Why would I do that? But from what we're reading right now, it's saying that this never happened, right? Unless, am I wrong here, boys, or what? I feel like this is wrong. Why didn't Jones just retire as TV? I don't know. We're gonna get to that. Maybe anyone can edit. Yeah. So I think this one's wrong. I think this is wrong. I remember this one. This one, I remember this because he even told DC that he beat his ass on cocaine. So I ask ChatGPT. Let's ask ChatGPT. Let's ask Gronk. Gronk, I like Gronk better. Let me look at my phone. Gronk is better. Gronk. Let me see. Did Jon Jones fail a drug test at UFC 197? Can you give me a shout out, DJ? Big fan of you since. Shout out to Bernard Shar. Okay. No. Okay. So yeah, guys, here we go right here. No, I don't want to do that, fucker. Okay. So No, Jon Jones did not fail a drug test at UFC 197, which took place. Yeah, he fought. Yeah, hang on. Okay, so that one's a false one. All right, so I take that back. I take everything back, boys. Take everything back. So Jon Jones was not stripped back to back. He wins the interim championship against OSP. But then this is the only bad thing about Jones's career right here. Well, as of right now, so far we got is just this right here. This right here is like, what the fuck happened? This is the only thing that's like, when you look at it, when you start to fine comb the career, it's like, what happened here? All this right here is bangers. Here it's like, what happened? Okay, now let's go back here. He fights Daniel Cormier for the second time in 2017, July 29th, Anaheim, California, for the light heavyweight championship. Performance of the night, originally a KO head kick and punches. Win for Jon Jones overturned the strip of the title after he tested positive for steroids. Turner ball, this is it right here. Steroids. Now, to Jon Jones' defense, we'll play a clip. I want you guys to understand this clip. I don't want you guys to think I'm putting words in his mouth. A picogram. Jon Jones. Okay. Jon Jones accidentally admits he was on steroids. Okay, let's.
And then just to close this chapter with Daniel Cormier, I don't even know why it was such a big thing in the first place. You know, I beat him fair and square the first time and off of steroids, and I beat him the second time off of steroids. So, you know, it's. And then just to close this chapter.
Okay, well, that wasn't the clip I was looking for. I'm looking for the picogram ones, all right? When he said it was just a picogram. Okay. Here we go. Okay, everybody's laughing about it. I am too. I need the picogram one. Oh, God. Okay, well, anywho, if you guys haven't seen that one, hang on. This guy's okay. Here it is. It's probably this one.
Do you believe Jon Jones is a cheater?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
We were informed earlier this week by the United States Anti-Doping Agency, who administers our anti-doping program, that a urine sample collected from Jon Jones tested positive for a very, very small amount of a long-term metabolite of the same prohibited substance for which he was sanctioned in July 2017.
There is something in my system that is microscopic, that is so small, that does not help me do shit.
Whatever this guy's saying, it's just bullshit. He's just terrible, man. This guy is terrible, I'm telling you. He is terrible.
This was not a re-ingestion of this prohibited substance, but was remaining effects from the July 2017 positive test for which he had already been sanctioned.
This guy is not confident. He's not. He has
So,
to put shit in his body to be confident.
I think this is
so, like Jon Joe said, it's just a picogram. But let's get back on track, boys. Okay, sorry, that went down a memory lane. Midas is styling. Thank you for the $10. I never understand why Jones tried to pretend that he was a good guy. He's so much entertaining when he embraces how much of a bad person he is. I don't know. I think down inside he wants to be a good guy, but I think sometimes he just, you know, he gets in his own way. I truly believe that. You know, I've met Jon Jones. I've hung out with him a couple times, you know, during UFC events when I was part of the UFC, and it was always great stuff. You know, there was never no bad blood, no shit talking, no, you know, bad things going on. But, you know, you look at his track record, he does do some things that makes you think, like, is he a bad guy or what? So, Randall Hall, thank you for the $10. From one bald brother to another, I also am going to need that skincare routine pause. One day I'll do it. All right, let's get back on track. But when we look at more place, more dates, it made a video about DC being on roids for a rematch to play devil's advocate for the wins. Validity. Daniel Cormier being on roids. I don't think Daniel Cormier has ever been on steroids. People respect John more if he went full Homelander. DJ do what John just couldn't bulk up to fight Tom before the belt. No, I doubt that. Okay, let's get back on track. Thank you guys for all the donations. We're going to give those to the producers and everybody who works for this channel. Okay, so he gets stripped of the light heavyweight belt again for metabolites. It's a picogram. So he's stripped again, right, in 2017. Then he comes back and fights Alex Gustafsson in 2018 and wins the belt. So, like I said before, he wins it, lose it, he wins it, he loses it. Now he's back here. If Jon Jones would have never got in trouble or ingest anything or a picogram in his system, he would have beat me for the longest reigning title defenses in the UFC. And I think at this point, this is where I became the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, because at that time, he was there. He got demoted because he tested positive. Then I became the champion, the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. Okay, Jon Jones comes back. He wins the light heavyweight championship against Alex Gustafsson. He knocks him out. KO. Then he fights Anthony Smith. Defense UFC lightweight champion. Jones was deducted 2 points in round 4 due to illegal knee. What? Oh, probably when he's on the ground. Okay. Then he goes split decision against Tego Santos. Then decision. A lot of people thought he lost this fight, but I thought he won that fight against Dominic Reyes. Then he moves up to heavyweight. Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of this because his physique changed. I feel like if you're a professional athlete and you're a martial artist, for me, I always think that you should live a healthy lifestyle and like fucking, if you're going to go up to heavyweight, do it right. Be fucking shredded. Like be 225, fucking just ab the fuck out. Like I always tell everybody, this is Jon Jones' peak state, like ultra instant state right here. I showed it the other day if you guys didn't see it. Jon Jones physique. Like there's a, there you go, images. This is Jon Jones' peak state. This is ultra instinct right here, okay? This is the heavyweight we deserve if Jon Jones was going to be at heavyweight. That's what I was expecting. But he went a different route, right? So he goes up the heavyweight. He beats Cyril Gane. Who the fuck was the champion to begin with? Oh, that's right. Francis Ngannou. He left. He leaves. Francis Ngannou leaves. So he fights Cyril Gane for the heavyweight championship and beats him performance of the night. Now, okay, we're starting to get a good track record for Jones. Starting to get a good track record. Midas Stallion, I'm glad he didn't beat your record. He can be on Mount Rushmore. He can be on Mount Rushmore long as we're counting peds, I guess. But to be the GOAT of the sport, that'd be a disservice to you and GSP. Now, this is the question we ask. We always ask this question, is who is on GOAT Mountain? And I told my producer that Jon Jones would still be on GOAT Mountain. Dude, pause. You Google? Yeah, I did. I Google. That's what I do. Okay? Get off my back. This is how I navigate the internet. I don't come to your house and ask you how you navigate the internet. Okay? But get back on track. What people bringing up middleweights is so dumb. Like, what is your guys' opinion when it comes for the best to be the best GOAT of the sport? Okay? Like, I'm going to do a poll now. Like, if you fail a drug test, if you fail one drug test, because there's a lot of athletes who've never failed a drug test. I'm one of them. GSP's never failed them. Who else is, I don't know if Anderson Silva's failed a drug test. We can go look up his record. But if you fail a drug test, does that nullify you for being in the GOAT conversation? I can't say that because I am an athlete. I'm like, I'm in the running, I guess you can say, right? Like you guys will put me in the running. But Habib's never failed a drug test. Islam's never failed a drug test. JDM's never failed a drug test. I mean, Dominic Cruz has never failed a drug test. Uriah Faber has never failed a drug test. So if somebody fails a drug test, does that eliminate them for being one of the GOATs of the sport? Like, who's a GOAT of boxing? Like, let's just go. So let's just go on a different sort. GOAT of boxing. Who's the GOAT of boxing? Okay, let's take a look. Let's get this out of here. Okay. Quarter time while there's no signal. Okay, let's see. Muhammad Ali. Let's see if Muhammad Ali has failed a drug test. I don't know, they drug test back then. Failed drug test. All right, February 2008, Ali was banned from boxing for 2 years after traces of anabolic steroids. So, is Muhammad Ali banned from the GOAT discussion of boxing because he failed a drug test? Right? It's like, you know, I mean, and then again, is this true? Is it not? What are we talking? I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, this is the British boxer. Excuse me. I want the black one. Where's the black one? Is that the black one? That's the black one right there. Yeah, 2018, he found his sample while he was competing for the British Lionhearts, Calabasas, Morocco, denying a wrongdoing. However, his ban was upheld after he failed to provide enough evidence that it was not his fault. Okay, well, there you go, boys. He failed the drug test. Okay? You guys are like, I want the black one. Guys, I'm so open that, I'm just going to keep it real. When I went here and they said British boxer, I was looking for the black one. And then I click on it and lo and behold, it was a black one. Didn't know he was British. Is he British? What's his nationality? Represent England. Yeah, this is the wrong one. This is a different Muhammad Ali. This guy's 28 years old. The fuck is going on here, boys? Yeah, this is the wrong one, boys. Yeah, like I said, I want the black one. Where's the black one? Let me go. You guys are fucking thinking I'm not high. I'm not high. Okay, Muhammad Ali. Let's go Muhammad Ali. Okay, there we go. This is what we're looking for, boys, right here. Okay, if there's failed drug tests, we'll fight in here. Okay, draft. Okay, yep. Okay. Yep. After his loss. Later career. Exhibitions, personal life. Yeah, I don't think he failed a drug test. So that other Muhammad Ali, the one from British, he can't be in the pound for pound discussion. He failed. Yeah, he never failed. Whew, boys, we dodged a bullet. We dodged a bullet there, boys. Yeah, so let's get back on track. If you fail a drug test, can you be considered as a GOAT? That is the question, not for me. You guys got to make that decision. No. Okay, so with that being said, what you guys said is since he failed a drug test, we people around the world have to stop acknowledging this gentleman as one of the GOATs. All right, now let's get back on track of this lustrous career. Okay. He fights. Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of this fight right here. The reason why, and I think I had a valid reason why, broke the record for overall title defenses in UFC history. 12 performance of the night. Broke the record for overall title defenses in UFC history. Jesus Christ. The fact that he's able to break that record after all that shit that he's done is just mind-blowing to me. But kudos to him. Okay, now, I wasn't a fan of this fight because at the time when he fought Stipe Miocic, there was a heavyweight interim champion named Tom Aspinall who was able to fight this fight. But the UFC didn't want to do it. Jon Jones wanted to fight Stipe because Stipe is a household name. Tom Aspinall, it wasn't there yet, but I believe now Tom Aspinall is a household name because of all of the stuff that's going back and forth with him, Jon Jones not fighting Tom Aspinall. But if you look at Stipe Miocic's record before he fought this fight against Jon Jones, and this is the fucking biggest problem we have in mixed martial arts, is that it's not a sport. It's truly not a sport. Like when you guys sit back and you look at mixed martial arts, it's not a sport. Like the more I cover this sport and I do all this all of the, the breakdown video, not the breakdown videos, but when I follow it is much more. It's not a sport. It's a promotion. It's a reality TV show of people fighting. It's entertainment. That's what it is. It's truly not a sport, right? Because if it's a sport, you will never see the slowest. Let me think of this way. Okay, if this was a true sport, the Stipe Miocic got an opportunity to fight for the world championship after he got knocked out. So he came up. So he fights DC, beats DC, TKO. Okay, boom, 2019. Then he comes back and fights Daniel Cormier, beats him again, 2020. Then he gets knocked out by Francis Ngannou in 2021. 3 years later, he comes back and he fights for the most prestigious belt in mixed martial arts against the pound for pound in New York City. He fights for the belt. No way in hell in any other sport on this earth or any atmosphere in the world does somebody get a title shot off a loss. That's why I say it's not a sport. Name another sport where you could be on a 3-fight losing streak or 2-fight or 1-fight losing streak and you get a world title fight. Fencing? Really? Are we going to go there with fencing? Valorant? That's fucking gaming. Right? People yell at me, say, respond to my super chats. You versus Pantoja in a grappling match would be fun. That would be fun. He'll probably mop me up. He's a black belt. But I just feel that, like I said before, like it just doesn't make rematch clause, obviously. There is no rematch clause. You can't have a fucking rematch clause when you haven't fought for 3 fucking years. There's the rematch clause. In order for you to have a rematch clause, you got to be the a rematch clause is basically like, hey, I'm the champion, and if I lose as the champion, I get to come back and do automatically. Okay, Steve already got his immediate title shot after losing the belt the first time to DC. He didn't deserve it again because his second reign only had 1 title defense. Plus, he hasn't won a fight in 4 years. I agree with that, gentlemen. Mighty Mouse, you should try armored MMA. I would never do armored MMA unless I was in that time. But I wasn't a fan of this fight because I felt like they had an interim champion. Okay? Now, if you guys want to play devil's advocate, or not devil's advocate, but what is an interim champion? Again, interim champion. I might spell that wrong. Let's do interim champion. Okay. In the UFC, an interim champion is a temporary title holder when the reigning champion is unable to defend their belt, typically due to injury or other reasons. The interim title is a placeholder until the undisputed champion is able to return and compete in a unification bout. The interim title essentially keeps the division active and provides a top contender with a chance to compete for a championship while the undisputed champion is sidelined. You go back here. This man was not Jon Jones was not sidelined, and this fight should never fucking happen. I'm mad that this fight happened because if we're gonna stand on base, right? It all goes down to this, boys. We're gonna stand on fucking base. This is why we stand on base, because this truly happened. Where there's a lot of people over there who don't want to believe it, this is true. Okay? If this is true, then this needs to be fucking true. Okay? This is true. Guys, the audio is fine. But Jon Jones ends up blowing out Stipe Miocic's fucking ribcage. And this was the last time we saw greatness stepped under the lights in the octagon. With a record of 28 wins and 1 loss. You're just mad because with Stipe fight, Jones would have beaten your 11 title defensive record. No, he wouldn't, because he got in trouble and he got stripped. Just so you guys understand how this whole consecutive title defense thing works, okay? I'm going to show you his. I'm going to show you mine, okay? When it comes to, brass for brass, ass for ass, I think I'm right next to Jones, okay? So let's do it, since a lot of you guys can't count, including myself, okay? He becomes a champion. This does not count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's at 6, 7, 8. Oh, I'm sorry. Was this one supposed to count? Oh, that's right. He got stripped. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. He wins it again. This does not count as a defense because you just lost it. You get it back. Okay. Boom. He fights here against Daniel Cormier. Oh, guess what? He gets stripped again. We're back down to fucking 0. 1. No, this doesn't count either because he just won it. It's not a consecutive. Okay. All right, here we go. He just won it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, he vacates that belt. Now he's at 1. No, he's at nothing. He wins it. 1. Okay. Now, would you guys like to see what a long consecutive title defense looks like, Rain? I'm going to show you guys right now. Let me show you. I'll be more than happy to show you guys. Man, look at that sexy motherfucker. Okay, oh, sorry. Let's get back down to business. Let's stand on base. Okay. Now, okay. I won it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No failed drug test. No. Okay, that's right. 8, 9, 10, 11. That's consecutive, boys. No interruption. No failed drug test. No bullshit. That is consecutive. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong. Now, if Jon Jones would have never... Now, this one, I'm so happy this one happened. So happy. Who tops you or Guru? Guru's king. Guru's knowledge of the game, of like people's careers and what people do in their career, and his knowledge of keeping track of everything outblows my... It out exceeds mine way further, because Guru loves this. I love fighting. I love the art of it. But Guru, you can tell he truly loves the game of mixed martial arts. Like, he even said on the podcast, he needs it. He needs it. I needed it at one point in my life because I love to fight. But now I enjoy doing this. This is just fun. My mouse needs to be Iron Fist. I try to play Iron Fist in Marvel Rivals, but he's too fucking hard. He dies too easy, if you ask me. Okay. This is consecutive, guys. Just in case you guys forgot. This is consecutive. And then, so there's now, I think Jon Jones has how many world title wins? Then we're going to get on to the whole debate about Jon Jones taking on Tom Aspinall. Okay, so I think Jones has how many world championship wins? I think 15 or 17. Home of Fight. I don't know if you guys follow Home of Fight on Instagram. Home of Fight IG. Home of Fight is putting together some pretty banger content. All right, so where's it at? Right here. Oh, God damn it. I have to fucking log into it. These Jon Jones noob globbers glazing are legit pathetics or rip to the glob. Yeah, whatever. Sign over. Okay, well, here, I'll just put up my phone. I think Jon Jones has like 16. Let's see, Home of Fight. Home of. They've been putting out some great content. Okay. He has 17 title fight wins. I think I'm at 15. Yeah. I'm at 15 and he's at 17. But all in all, guys, when you look at Jon Jones' career, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Disregard the fact that him and Tom Aspinall never fought. And I think the only way we're going to find out what happened, you guys are having some drugs, Pico, steroids, eye pokes, peers. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. Let me ask you a question. If Jon Jones would have never fought. Let's say Jon Jones. Okay, here we go. Do you think I think Jon Jones would have been better off in his career if he would have retired after he fought Stipe Miocic. Right? Like if Jon Jones would have beat Stipe, he goes, hey guys, I'm done. I'm going to leave the belt to, Tom Aspinall. I'm going to ride off in the sunset. We're good. I appreciate you guys. I feel like you guys would still love that man. And I still think he would be on the GOAT mountain, right? But now that we sit here, we have an opportunity to sit back, unfold his whole entire career, look at everything from, the failed drug tests to all the fights, his activity, the people he fought. And he's also done some side quests, right? He's done some side quests. He did a side quest against Dan Henderson in 2016. He was very active. Sold a lot of pay-per-view, made a lot of good money. He's also given us the best, in my opinion, probably liners and Did Jon Jones actually use steroids? My analysis of this test results. Wow. Man, I tell you what, man, AI is one fucking crazy thing. Let's
in the three.
Okay. We're not going to watch the whole video because I don't want to get demonetized. But we'll just go through here. Jon Jones, I can do anything through Christ. You ordered steroid your orders has a right. You fucking dying 90-year-old. Okay, so if you guys don't know who Plates More Dates is, he's a very, very, very knowledgeable person. Okay, let's see what he says here.
So Jones' ratio of testosterone to epitestosterone in 3 tests were 0.29 to 1, 0.35 to 1, and 0.19 to 1. The normal ratio for an African-American male is 1.31 to 1. For Caucasian and Hispanic men, it's about 1 to 1. And for
so from this right here, from what this gentleman just said, is that Jones' ratio in the 3 tests were 0.291, 0.351, and 0.191. The normal ratio for an African-American male is 1.31. So from me looking at this and this, he was below. Okay, so the next question would be, logical question would be, that I pops my mind is like, why is it so low at a very young age of an athlete?
For Asians, it's about 0.7 to 1. So basically what this ratio is it's showing how much testosterone you produce, and epitestosterone is essentially a metabolite that is created endogenously in your body, and you otherwise maintain a pretty normal physiologic ratio of about 1 to 1 for most people. And this is something they use to...
You had a phenomenal career, but you don't have to try to bring other people down to make yourself look better, Jay. You're a top Go 6. JC, I'm not bringing this man down. I'm actually uplifting him more than what the rest of the mixed martial art community is doing. I think Jones' career is polarizing. It shows high levels of greatness and well as an insane levels of selfishness, favoritism, and a lack of honor. He's one of the best and one of the worst. A pity. Thank you for the $10 donation. No, I'm just... Jon Jones has to be the only athlete to retire and get charged with a crime. Same day, guys, legendary, but also legendary POS. Sean Negerman Almal, thank you for $5. We're gonna go through that too, because everybody's proven innocent till everybody's innocent to proving guilty. So with that, like I said before, man, I still think when it comes down to it, like if I stand on base. If you fail a drug test, you can't be... I would never consider him... I can't consider him one of the best ever. I feel he's one of the best to ever do it, right? Because the people he's beaten, the things he's done, I feel that nobody is ever going to be able to do that. You know what I mean? But I feel that the fact that there's guys out there like myself, GSP, Habib, Fedor Emelianenko, who knows if he's passed all his drug tests. I just feel that it would be doing us a disservice if I allow him to be on that conversation. And I could be wrong, and you guys could be like, "Oh, you're being petty, da 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 da." But I've never failed a drug test. Like I've never failed one. And I fought from 2011 all the way to 2024, 2023. So it's just very hard to yeah. After having a grappling match with Sean, do you think his grappling is better than he showed against Marab? Yeah, I think so. Pure grappling versus mixed martial arts grappling is too different. It's way different. You cannot, just because someone's a good grappler and you fight them, it's not the same. Wiped out lots of small legends with was bigger, better skill set though for sure. Came unstuck and versus same size Gus. Then the shenanigans began. Not my goat, and that's fine. And I like I said, I think when you look at can't read, can't enunciate, can't math. This is tough. Peter Gibbons, suck it. I agree. Innocent until proven guilty, but the guy has a history of leaving the scene of a. Okay, so that is Jon Jones' career, right? I think it was an amazing career. I would have loved to have him, get the opportunity to retire inside the octagon, do a ceremony, something, instead of him just riding off in the sunset. I think he deserves that. I think he deserves that, and I also believe they are going to do that. I think once everything settles down, let's take a look at this new allegation that you guys are talking about. My wife read this and she just shook her head. Journal, criminal. All right, here we go. I think, all right. This is the newest on the block. Okay. What the fuck? I don't want that. Let me go MMA fighting. MMA fighting always has it up. Bro, don't read the comments. I don't read them. When I don't read them, you guys are like, yes, I read the comments. When I do read them, oh, he's reading the comments. All right, where is it at? Kevin Lee. I feel so embarrassed walking Buckley. Where is it? Okay, that's just let's read his official statement and we'll react to that, okay? Today, I'm officially retiring, announcing my retirement from the UFC. This decision comes after a lot of reflection, and I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude for the journey I've experienced over the years. And here's the thing, guys. I just feel if Jon Jones would have did this at the beginning, after he lost Stipe, I think it would have been so much better. Jon Jones kicked my dog and punched my baby. No, he didn't. Super Beat, thank you for doing this. Nate Diaz famously said, everybody's on steroids. Some people aren't, but in today's game, do you think getting steroid cycles down is part of the game? I don't. Here's my thing when it comes to steroids. I don't think everybody's on steroids. I truly believe that, right? I think there's people out there like Michael Chandler. He is genetically gifted. He works extremely hard, and he has a body of a Greek god. Paulo Costa, same thing. When you also look at, guys out there who's just genetically built, they're not on steroids. Also, I do believe that people do take supplements that they don't believe. They look through all of, the fine print and they get popped for something. So, but my honest opinion is that you should know what you're putting in your body and you shouldn't fail a drug test. Like, I just don't know how I can vouch for somebody or how I can, make it I don't know how I can vouch for somebody when I've trained at the highest fucking level. And I've never popped. So when I see somebody else who's training at the highest level and they pop, I can't make an excuse for him or anybody who's ever failed a drug test, right? That's the kind of thing that's like I'm having a hard time trying to rationalize with. How many wins does Pantoja need to pass you for GOAT of flyweight? I think since he's fighting higher competition, I think 8 to 9 title defenses. What about you? I haven't really thought about that, but if you think it's 8 to 9 title defenses, then I'll let the community decide that. Leonard Taylor, thank you for 5. On another note, what made you come up with the flying R bar? My coach, he did it to me, and I was like, I need to do that to somebody. Will you spar with Marab? I do want to do a mighty journey with Marab. That's gonna happen. I'm gonna do a mighty journey with Marab. Okay, let's get back to this Jon Jones. For the first time I stepped into the octagon, my goal was to push the boundaries of what was possible in this sport. Becoming the youngest. See, I don't think he was the youngest UFC heavyweight champion. I think Josh Barnett was. Josh Barnett. Let me guess. He probably became the champion and fucking was stripped because of steroids. Everybody's taking fucking steroids now. Okay, so Josh Barnett. Okay. He won. He beat Randy Couture. And see, everybody's testing positive for fucking steroids. Tested positive for a banned something and was given a warning by NASCAR. He got a warning. He got a warning. Okay. He fought Randy Couture. Barnett, yeah, see, won the UFC heavyweight championship. Barnett was stripped of the title July 26, 2002 due to a failed post-fight drug test. So, in 2002, 2025, what's the math of that? Let's figure it out. "23 years ago, and he's what? He's in his 50s? 50s, 47. So he was 24, so he wasn't the youngest. When did Jon Jones win the belt? When did Jon Jones? He was 25, brother. Okay, Jon was 20. Yeah, so no. There's always people out there say Josh Barnett was the youngest UFC champion, but the fact that he fucking failed a drug test at, you know, like, this is why I love doing this shit. It's like you go back and you look at everybody's career and then, you know, obviously this can be, you know, edited, but it's like, guys, stop doing fucking drugs. All right, let's get back to it. Okay. My title against some of the best fighters in the world and sharing unforgettable moments with fans across the globe. These are memories I'll cherish forever. I faced incredible highs and some tough lows, but every challenge has taught me something valuable and made me stronger, both as a fighter and as a person. I want to thank UFC Dana, Hunter, Lorenzo, God, my family, coaches, teammates, and all of the fans who have stood by me through every chapter. Your unwavering support and belief in me have been my foundation. To my fellow fighters, thank you for bringing out the best in me and for the respect we've shared inside and outside the octagon. I'll tell you what, DC versus Jones banter back and forth was probably the best peak mixed martial arts. Don't care what anybody says. It was peak MMA. As I close this chapter of my life, I look forward to new opportunities and challenges ahead. MMA will always be part of who I am, and I'm excited to see how I can continue to contribute to the sport and inspire others in new ways. Thank you all for being a part of this incredible journey with me. The best is yet to come. Now, reading this, I would have loved to read this after he fought Stipe. But the fact that we're reading this after they've been trying, the UFC's been trying to make this fight happen. Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. And Dana White said the fight was done. Let's bring up a video of Dana White talking about that fight was done. Uh-oh. Jon Jones hid from USADA drug testers under Jackson MMA cage. Yeah. Dana White and Jones. Aspinall. Okay. Guru. Okay. This is where he said it. I want to find the clip where he said they had the fight done. It was a done deal. And Tox Jones. Where's it at? Get out the pot. Look at Rampage black ass. Okay, well, I can't find the clip, but there was a clip today that came out that Dana White said that the fight was done. They gave Jon Jones the money that he wanted in order to fight Tom Aspinall, but Jon Jones refused. He said he didn't want to do it. He said that fight doesn't excite him. It's another guy. It's on Guru's vid. Where's our good boy Guru?
Now I don't want to.
You stupid bald fuck. That's what he says. That's what he calls him. How come I can't scrap? Oh, there it is. Not there. Not there. I can't find it. Well, anywho, it's on Guru's video. If you guys want to hear like verbatim when he says that, just go on Guru's thing and you'll see it. Put your hand over the camera for a Lamar Jackson edit. Jesus Christ. Try Mac Life MMA. Okay, Mac Life MMA. I know I spelled them out. Okay.
Chael Sonnen thing. Never ducked anybody, and you know, I think the reality is, whatever changed his mind with this fight, I don't know. You'd have to ask him that.
The producer just texted me. 1 second. Let me see what he says. Oh, there it is right here. He just sent it to me. Thank you, producer. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Thank you. What is that? Champion. Okay, here it is right here. Is that guy on steroids? I doubt it. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see. Okay, I think it's this one right here. Let's see.
Again, he's never ducked anybody other than that one goofy time with the Chael Sonnen thing. He's never ducked anybody, and you know, I think the reality is, whatever changed his mind with this fight, I don't know. You'd have to ask him that, but you know, he's 38 years old, and I don't know.
Do you think if it was someone like Alex Pereira, he would fight them, and it's maybe Tom that he specifically like doesn't fancy the matchup, doesn't fancy the age difference?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to these questions. Only he does. You know, we had the fight done. Listen, our job is to make the biggest fights we can make and the fights that the fans want to see, and that's what we try to do. But the minute somebody starts talking about retirement, you know, my philosophy on that, you should do it.
I'll just come out and ask you, do you think he's...
And then...
Came back, didn't want the fight. What happened?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Thailand was the end of it. You know, we were talking about it before that. But yeah, the fight...
I don't know, boys. I don't know. I think Thailand had a lot to do with it. This man was living his best life. Let me paint this scenario for you, okay? You're Jon Jones. You got all this money. You leave the house. You're getting $100,000. You go to Thailand. You're out there. You're balling out. You're riding on the back of scooters, grabbing people's hair, you know, trying to get swept by somebody. You're in the pool, get it dunked by, you know, other men, and you're having a good time. And then you're sipping on coconuts. You're driving around. And you have this, you know, epiphany where it's like, I don't need to fight. I got a lot of money. I'm living my best life. I don't need to fight. I don't need to fight this young, hungry lion, right? And if you guys have not seen that video, right, let me... Okay, if you guys haven't seen this video, I know Guru's got it. He loved it. He wished he was there. If you guys have not seen this video, God, it was so long ago, wasn't it? Hang on. If you guys have not seen this video,
I made the video about Jon Jones now to all of the comments on every time. This might have been the years, and there's a guy.
Yeah. Guys, I want to let you guys know right now, if you guys don't know what happiness looks like, that is a happy man right there. So for Dana White to say he doesn't think Thailand had nothing to do with it, you guys are fucking... I like to beg a differ. I think this man went over to Thailand. He had the best time of his life. And that is happiness right there. A lot of you guys on here don't know what happiness looks like. But me, I'm a happy man. And when I see another happy man, I know what happiness looks like. And so does this man. So does Guru. He knows what happiness looks like. Okay? Jon Jones just got arrested in June again. So probably some legal troubles. And he was probably about to get stripped again. I don't think he got arrested. I think we would have known that. I think that shit would have been all over the internet like hot fire. Hot fire. Okay. Reverse Oreo. Good Lord.
Fight was done. We had the fight done a long time ago. So why he decided not to fight, you guys will have to ask him that.
Is it accurate that there's a lot of reports about figures he was offered? Is it fair to say he was offered a lot of money?
So I heard the figures was 30 million. I heard they offered him 30 million and he accepted to give him 30 million. Now, once again, this is she said, he said. But, you know, I like to think I have a little more in the inside than you guys do. But the word on the street that I heard was that it was 30 million. And I heard that they were going to pay him that. I don't get the focus on him being gay. So what if he is? Ooh, no, he likes men. What a concept. Yeah, I like men too. What difference does it make? Warner Buck, I mean, it doesn't bother me. I mean, if he wants to do that. I mean, I also think... I think him being dunked in the pool by other athletes doesn't make him gay. Now, there might be people out there who might see that as being gay, but I mean, I'm not too worried about it. All right.
To take this fight.
Yeah. Listen, he was offered what he deserves for that fight. Yeah.
Okay, so, but that happened. That just dropped. What is that? Today. Now, when we talk about this dropped 4 hours ago. Now, Jon Jones retires, and then right when he retires, our good friend of the show, Errol Helwani, let me go over here. Errol Helwani posts that. Look at fucking Terrence Crawford versus Canelo. Errol Helwani, one of the goats of reporting stuff. Where is it at? Okay, for a little time to departure. Where the hell is that? Jon Jones, full story. This one. Jon Jones faces new charges over fleeing the scene of a car crash. Now, once again, my producer sent this to me and said, you can't make this shit up. Okay. Jon Jones facing new criminal charges. We're not going to listen to that. Charges over fleeing the scene of the car crash as he announces retirement. Okay. Now, the allegation against Jon Jones, according to the police report obtained by Uncrowned, an Albuquerque police officer was reportedly investigating a traffic crash on February 21st, in which a woman was found in the passenger seat of the car. Exhibiting signs of significant intoxication and lacking clothing from the waist down. The woman told police that Jones was the driver of the car and fled the scene on foot. He must be a great fucking runner. She then called Jones, and a police service aide spoke to the man on the other line, believed to be Jones. The man allegedly appeared to be heavily intoxicated and made a statement implying his capacity to employ lethal force through third party against the aide. Interesting. In response to the perceived threat, the aide stated that the call for backup and a police officer spoke to the man on the phone who allegedly made similar allusions to violence. The man never answered direct questions about whether he was actually Jones. Well, I mean, you can just fucking Google the man if you're there. Oh my God. I haven't read the police report, so this is all new to me. Okay? When police interviewed him in person, Jones allegedly claimed the woman left his house intoxicated earlier in the day and called him after getting in the crash. He claimed the person she handed the phone to immediately opened the conversation with unprofessional language, which led him to doubt the legitimacy of the individual claim. According to the police report, the woman told police that she arrived at Jones' residence at 11:30 p.m. God damn, that's late at night. If you arrive at somebody else's house at 11:30 at night, boys, you're bringing a chick to the house at 11:30 at night, and it ain't your wife or your girlfriend, you know what they're going to be doing. They're going to get busy. Initially expressed reservation about consuming alcohol with Mr. Jones, citing previous incidents where she alleged he forced her to drive home while intoxicated. You know, we live in a fucking day of 2025. It's called fucking Uber, right? Michael Wansover, my producer, was here. I had no alcohol. I didn't get high or anything. And he didn't have any alcohol. I didn't drive his ass to the airport. I was too lazy to drive his ass to the airport. I ordered his ass at Uber. Paid for it through cash. There's so many ways to avoid this. So many ways. Jones retired on top while still holding the belt, which is the best decision of the legacy. Most fighters stay in the game too long. Haters, get fucked. You. Yeah. All right. So let's get back. Okay. She stated that she received assurance that this would not be the case this time. We gotta read. We gotta listen. This would not be the case this time. So this has happened before. Subsequently, they consumed alcohol and ingest psilocybin mushrooms at Jones's house. Per the police report, following a restroom incident requiring a change of clothes, the woman then removed her pants with intentions to have Mr. Jones drive her home to retrieve clothing. Her next recollection was being at the scene of the traffic incident, and the last person she remembered driving the car was Jon Jones. Jones also reported called the woman phone 13 times and texted her numerous times from the time after the crash to the following morning. Boys, we have to see how this plays out, because obviously he's innocent until proven guilty. But I think the biggest thing is that I listened to something not too long ago, and I want to play it for you guys. Let me see if I can find it. You know, Guru is way better about doing this stuff, having all this shit laid out. Jones versus DC interview. Not that one. Track record. Moon Man the Menace. Think about it. 10. What's up, Mighty Mouse? First time catching a stream. Thanks for all the great content and amazing MMA memories. We love you, big bro. Hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. There was an interview. I'm assuming this guy paid him $100,000 to do this interview. Okay. Well, there was an interview that Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier did. They're sitting across from each other. And Daniel Cormier says, you're going to mess up again. It's in your track record. If history repeats itself, if we learn anything from history, is that you're going to do the exact same thing again. And I text DC this morning, and I said, you told the truth. History repeats itself. So, boys, that is all I have when it comes to Jon Jones's career. I think it was an amazing career. I think there's things in his career that he kind of messed up on when it came to, you know, the drug allegations and the picogram, him being stripped, him not being stripped. I mean, it was a great career. And I think, you know, it's unfortunate we never got Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones, but I think we're gonna calls in from here. It is right here, boys. We just found it. The producers on fire today, boys. What would we do without Michael Wansover, boys? Okay, champions round. This is freelance. Mike, I know you're listening. We gotta have you start sending this to me in Discord. That way I can just hit it. Freelance goon. Lance goon. Okay, here we go. Actually, I'll do it to myself real quick. Hang on 1 second. I can do this because I'm a fucking gamer. Copy. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Discord. Okay, 1 second. Copy. All right, here it is right here. Okay. I saw this clip the other day. I was working out. I got out of the shower. I put Brazilian butt butter all over my body. While I was staring in the mirror, I saw this clip. And I was like, wow, DC is so smart. Could you react to Cray Cray Misfit boxing fights? I love Cray Cray. Here it is right here, boys.
It doesn't really matter what.
He doesn't want to hear my reaction.
Please.
He doesn't want to hear my reaction because I will tell him some sobering truth.
Please.
Sobering truth is his history dictates and determines that the same thing's going to happen. That is his character. That is him at his core. I look at that young lady, the PR lady that's on his team now, and I see in her eyes, she knows she's fighting a losing battle. I look at his coaches. I see that these guys know that this kid will not change. He will not change. He's the same guy. He's rotten at his core, and he will continue to up.
Don't you think that people can learn from their mistakes?
Mistakes? Mistakes. You don't constantly make mistakes.
No?
You make mistakes. But you don't
Order! Order in the court! Order in the court! I gotta play that back one more time. Joe Rogan trying to fucking vouch for him. Yeah, I gotta go back. Yeah.
That people can learn from their mistakes?
Mistakes? Mistakes. You don't constantly make mistakes.
No?
You make mistakes.
Oh, fuck. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. I should probably let the whole... Okay.
You make mistakes, but you don't do them over and over and over and over. No.
Says who?
You don't do that. If
Says
you
who?
know when you make a mistake, it changes you. You try to make yourself better.
Not necessarily.
And this is, many times we've heard this speech. John, this is the first time he's told us this.
He says, you make a mistake again and again and again. You want to change from it. Not necessarily. Am I am I hearing this right? Am I I just want to make sure I'm hearing this correct. Okay. This is one thing my wife says. She says, don't apologize if you're not going to make a difference, right? She says, if you say sorry and you make a mistake, you're supposed to learn from that mistake and never do it again, right? Like, for example, when I wash the kids' clothes, I make a mistake because, believe it or not, Tyron is almost as big as me. So sometimes I take his clothes and put it in the wrong area. I believe it's my clothes, right? My wife says you don't continue to make mistakes because if you continue to make mistakes, you didn't learn. You're just neglecting trying to get better and do right, right? So I just want to hear it one more time, and I want to make sure I hear what I heard Jones said. From what I heard, he says you don't have to get better and learn from your mistakes. That's exactly what I felt like I heard. But I want to make sure I heard it, okay? One more time.
Reaction to that?
Fucking Joe Rogan.
It doesn't really matter what.
He doesn't want to hear my reaction.
Please.
He doesn't want to hear my reaction because I will tell him some sobering truth.
Please.
Sobering truth is his history dictates and determines that the same thing's going to happen. That is his character. That is him at his core. I look at that young lady, the PR lady that's on his team now, and I see in her eyes, she knows she's fighting a losing battle. I look at his coaches. I see that these guys know that this kid will not change. He will not change. He's the same guy. He's rotten at his core, and he will continue to up.
Don't you think that people can learn from their mistakes?
Mistakes? Mistakes. You don't constantly make mistakes.
No.
You make mistakes, but you don't do them over and over and over and over. No,
says who?
You don't do that. If
Says
you
who?
know when you make a mistake, it changes you. You try to make yourself better.
Not necessarily.
And there's many times we've
You try to make yourself better. He said, not necessarily.
heard this speech. John, this isn't the first time you've told us this.
No, absolutely. You know what?
This isn't the first time you've told us that. So how am I supposed to believe this guy?
Yeah.
So I saw this clip before all this came out. I swear to God, I saw this clip. It just showed up on the AI or whatever. This is back in 2021. This came out. I saw this clip, and the fact that all this stuff is coming back out, and the fact that once again he's innocent to proven guilty. But if what that woman says is true, okay. If what that woman says is true, that she went to Jones' house at 11:30 at night, like I said before, if I have another woman show up at my house at 11:30, I'm married, happily married. But if I was single and I had a girl come over to my house at 11:30 at night, we ain't fucking cuddling, we ain't playing fucking Nintendo 64. We getting busy, right? And for what she says, they did mushrooms and got drunk. And then went on a drive because she lost her clothes somehow. They got in a crash. Jon Jones ran away. Now, if we go back, the history repeats itself, just like DC said. Jones has crashed the car before and ran away. Okay? Now, once again, I'll say this. An Uber costs you $0. So if any of you guys can learn from somebody else's mistakes, is don't drive intoxicated. If you're going to get drunk or get high, call the fucking Uber. And if you can't afford an Uber, you don't afford to get fucking drunk or high. So, boys, if you guys enjoyed this video and this breakdown, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, hit the bell to go live. And guys, once again, I think deep down inside, I think this is who I am. This is me speaking how I feel about this whole situation with Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones, everything. I think Jon Jones, after he beat Stipe Miocic, I think he was totally down to fight Tom Aspinall. And I think Jon Jones asked for $30 million, thinking the UFC was not going to give that to him. Then once again, when did he fight Stipe? Because they said that happened in February, right? So maybe was it this, this whole night bender with the mushrooms with this chick change his mindset or what? But I would love to know. Like, this is the thing that we will never know and get down to the nitty gritty of it, is that I want to, like, we'll never hear from Jones's mouth of why he didn't want to take the Tom fight. Like, I rather Jon to say, like, here's, for example, like when I was about to fight TJ Dillashaw, I asked for $1 million and they said no. And I was like, okay, well then I have no leverage. We're not going to fight. Now, if TJ was the number one contender and he was on a 3-5 fight win streak in the flyweight division, I would have fucking fought him. Right? Like no ifs, ands, or buts. Where Jones, I don't understand why he didn't fight him. And if Jones like, dude, I was not going to fight Tom Aspinall. He's young. He's better. I don't want to say he's better. He's young. He's athletic. He's dangerous. I don't want to risk my legacy. Perfect. That's all I need to hear. He doesn't have to fight Tom Aspinall. But I think the fact that he said he was going to do it and then he had to change your heart, which is fine. People have change of heart. People get cold feet. There's nothing wrong with that. But the fact that he retires and there's this cloud that's over his head where, you ask the casuals, people who don't follow the sport, people who just watch it and all that stuff, they're not gonna know all this stuff we just went through. They're not gonna know about the stripped belts, the loss of Matt Hamill, and a lot of people out there think Jon Jones defeated, where it's like, no, he's lost. But I wanted to jump on here and I want to do more videos like this. I would love to do one about GSP. I'd love to do one of Crow Cop, just some of my favorite fighters I've watched on mixed martial arts, even Mauricio Shogun Rua, even Vanderlei Silva. But if you guys enjoyed this one, let me know. Leave a comment down in the section below, comment section down below, just to hear you guys' feedback. And do you think if you failed a drug test, cocaine, steroids, caffeine, whatever it is, do you think you should be Theirs are there. Who is your MMA GOAT? Okay. Let me know, because I want to know, what does it take to eat? What does it even take to get on that mountain? Right? A lot of people talk about the GOAT mountain and all that stuff. What does it even take to get on that mountain? Right? Let me know. So, boys, I'm out. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I have fun time making this. I would do more live streams more often, but I'm just so busy creating content. And obviously, when you guys look at my content, the content that the channel puts together, me, Michael, Nick, Med, Sammy, and Joel, the content that we put together, it takes time. You know, we literally think about, we put the pictures together, we do all that stuff, but, you know, we have so much stuff coming up in the near future. We want to get on here and do this. So, boys, like, again, leave a like, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video. Hey, and before I leave, shout out to Jon Jones for an amazing career. Shout out to Jon Jones for giving us some amazing fights, amazing trash. I mean, if you guys haven't seen this trash talk, do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. Get some popcorn. Get high. Do whatever you want to do. And just do Jones versus DC trash talk. Just, there's got to be a collage. Like.
Can you hear that, John?
You got your ass whipped today, buddy.
No, I didn't. You're a pussy.
Oh, yeah, you did it. I had you on
You're
your back.
such a little.
Oh,
my God.
I had you on your back. You
can really be. Like, you are just such
Look
a
at it. Yeah.
pussy. My God.
Look at this man's eyes right here.
It is amazing. It is amazing. But you know what? Hats off to you. You got a great PR person, because they do a great job with training you, because you are just terrible. You're the fucking scum of the earth. You are a terrible human being, but you can sure turn it on, huh?
Thank you.
God, you fucking suck. I wish they would let me next door so I can spit in your fucking face.
Look at his face right here. I mean, this is just peak MMA right here. I mean,
Well, this fight obviously means a lot. Decided, hey.
I had been calling him out. There was a bit of underlying dislike, but it was more competitive. And then after we got into it.
Like I tell all my friends, man, when a black man gets a lot of money, he's around a lot of white women, and cocaine, shit happens. All right, boys, we out. GG's. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell to know we go live. I'm out.